Hey guys, my name's Dale, this is ThinkFact, and today I want to thank you all 40,000 plus of you guys who've subscribed to my channel. That is so many people. We could raise a tiny army and like take over a Walmart or something. A whole Walmart, that's pretty impressive. So today's video is dedicated to answering some of the questions I asked you guys to leave behind in my last video. And I also have a secret link that will send you to a video that I made a long time ago, back in 2011, before the days of ThinkFact / The Factoid. So if you want to see one of my really old videos, stick around and you might just run into it. So other than that, let's answer some of your guys' questions. Carbon Pear asks, are you looking forward to collaborating more with YouTubers such as Vsauce? Thanks. Yeah, that would be really awesome to do a collaboration with Vsauce. That would be amazing. And I would like to do a lot more collaborations with a lot of other YouTubers as well. One of the problems I run into though is my videos are extremely time consuming, and doing a collaboration is difficult on top of the fact that I have to do it along with making another video, because I tend to have to put a month or so into a collaboration. So it's very difficult, but when I have more time, I would love to do more collaborations, especially one with Vsauce. That would be unbelievably amazing. But I have to prove myself more, I feel. And I know if I were to work with Vsauce, I would want it to be a truly mind-blowing video. So, yeah, a lot of time would probably go into it. But hey, who knows what's down the road? Maybe something will happen this coming year, or maybe next year. Mysticum1 asks, ThinkFact, what is your favorite video game series, if you like video games? Yeah, I actually really do like video games. My favorite video game series would have to probably be cross between, oh god. I feel the best way to organize it is, since I do like quite a few, is like for nostalgia purposes, I really like Age of Empires. That's what got me liking history. I don't know if any of you have heard of it, but there's an Age of Empires series. It's kind of fallen off the deep end recently. But I like Age of Empires, Pokemon for nostalgia reasons. But I also like Super Smash Bros. A lot, and the video game series Europa. Their current installment, Europa 4, is a lot of fun if you're into like strategy games and real world and history. It's a lot of fun. I've also, growing up, really liked the Paper Mario series. I don't know why I always had a soft spot for it. I played it a lot as a little kid, so I guess that's pretty nostalgic for me too. But if I had to say an overall favorite, would probably be Smash Bros. Probably. I play that the most with my friends, and I really have a lot of fond memories with it, so the Smash Bros. Video game series. Captain Rainballs asks, do you study in college? If so, what types of subjects are you studying? Sorry for my bad English, not a native speaker. Hey, practice makes perfect, don't be sorry for practicing. Okay, maybe that was a bit cheesy. Keep trying. Overall for me, I do study in college, and my subject I am currently studying is anthropology. I really like it, and I'm trying to focus in on like our evolution, like classes that talk about human evolution and human culture. I love like cultural anthropology quite a bit too. I find people so interesting, and there's a lot to learn about us, and there's a lot that we don't know and we're still finding out, so it's a very interesting field. So yeah, anthropology. Mac Mazzaroli asks, my question to you is, what are you aspiring to be as a human being? What do you want to accomplish during your stay on our little blue rock? I really would like to be a role model. Live the life that you want, that you preach. Be what you say. To me, life is so special, and I want to show people that they can use their life to accomplish great things. And it doesn't mean you have to change the world, but you can even just change a person's life, and that can mean so much to the world, like a butterfly effect. And I just think kindness is such an important thing. So if I could use my life for anything, at least on this little blue rock during my stay, I would like to show people that their life has value, and to learn and to appreciate this world that we have and see the beauty in it, and understand that their life has value and they can use their life to change the life of others. No matter how big that impact is, an impact is an impact. Hearse asks, do you think you'd make a good president? Yes and no. No, because I don't work well with people who have like a very bad secret agenda where their true intention is truly working for someone else and putting on like two faces. One for they're pretending they're doing what they're doing, and the people who they really work for. And I could not stand for that. I would do everything in my power to expose a person like that, and that would make it very difficult for me to do the good things that where, yes, I'd be a good president, because I would work so hard in making sure like education is the prime focus of this country, and working hard trying to establish a great educational foundation, along with making it easier for having a bigger middle class and getting people to be in the middle class, and just helping everybody the best I can and doing the human thing. And that, I think that's so important. When we kind of lose like our humanity when we are just making some of these really disgusting decisions I see in the government, things like Guantanamo, and it just, the list goes on. And I would do everything in my power to tackle those problems, but I don't think I would ever get in a position where people would let me, just by the very fact that I would try to change so much. But I also understand you got a lot of people working against each other. The president isn't the one who is in all power. You got the Senate, and if the Senate's not going to work with you, it's extremely hard to do anything. So, if anything, I would put term limits on senators. That is extremely important, I feel. Weird Guy MC asks, make a video about Planet X, Planet Nebru. Question, what are the things that you would like to do, but you can't do them? I would probably, and this is gonna sound sappy, but I think what I would do is, I would prevent, I know I can't, but I would prevent all the people who have been killed or murdered. This is deep. Oh god. But I'm gonna give you a serious answer. But I would prevent all the people who've been killed or murdered who didn't have to be. People who are just taken from this world, their life wrongfully taken because of sick individuals who felt that they had the right or the power to do so. With all the murder and stuff I see around, it disgusts me. I guess if I had one wish, it would be to prevent stuff like that from ever happening. Because I think everybody deserves to have a life, and to have a great life. And I would, every time I read the news and I hear about people who've been killed for whatever reason, and they didn't have to die for anything, it's just mad people doing damage for no real reason. It hurts my heart so much. I just feel so bad, because I know I would never want to lose my life over something like that, and I can't my heart goes out to people who are in that position. So I would say that I would prevent people from having to be murdered over ridiculous stuff, that they shouldn't have to be. That just shouldn't happen. I can't prevent that, but I would. OP-E asks, what do you use your free time for? Other than making videos, of course. I read a lot, mostly online. I just research and look up just things all the time. I'm on Reddit a lot. I play video games from time to time. I typically just have an outburst of maybe a few hours a week, all in one go, and then I'm pretty much done. Other things I do, I have a little group of friends at college. I hang with from time to time. I study from time to time. Other than that, it's the college life, I guess. I'm not a partier, so I hate going to parties. I don't drink, I don't do any of that, and so being in that atmosphere, I just find kind of not fun. So, yeah, I tend to use my time and try to be productive. With the amount of leisure time that's in college, I'd rather use it on stuff that's productive and can be useful, like YouTube. I love YouTube, so I try to invest a lot of my free time into YouTube, and that's pretty much what I do. So other than making videos though, reading, Reddit, video games from time to time, studying, eating, pooping, you know. One thing I do like to do though when I'm not in college is I like to walk though, and I love gardens. I love making food, like making food. It's really rewarding growing things. I like cherry, tomatoes, and corn and things. I recently got into it, and I have some cacti, and I love it. I think it's a lot of fun. It's extremely rewarding to have a little plant or a garden and work on it. So that's something else I do when I'm not at college. A lot of walking and gardening. It's really fun. I would advise it to anybody. La Doce Vita asks, mind-blowing video, thank you Dale. No, thank you for watching. If it's not too personal, what do you study in university? Well, excuse me, why don't you just ask me where I'm living? God. No. Anthropology. I already answered it before, but yeah, I'm studying anthropology. I really like it. I wouldn't necessarily advise it for everybody because the job market is a little rough. But I love learning about people so much. I love people. I love people. That's weird. But I love learning about our history and everything about us, our evolution, so much. And I can get that through anthropology. It really satisfies the most curious part of me, I guess. And I love being able to use that. So, yeah, anthropology. It's a fun time. I would advise anybody to take a class. If you're really interested on like human development over any period of time, there's an anthropology class on it. So when you get in college and you get a chance, I would advise it. Oh goodness. Blink in a neighborhood. Blink in a neighborhood. Yeah, say that 10 times fast. Besides Vsauce, what other YouTubers do you like? Oh goodness. I watch quite a few YouTubers. A lot I've watched over the ages and others more recent. Let me see. I like JonTron. I really like JonTron. I like Crash Course. Sci-How. Oh gosh. Game Theorists, that's really good. I really like the Game Theorists a lot. It's really creative. Zafrank, he's an icon. He's a cultural icon for the internet. He's pretty awesome. There's a lot of funny stuff. Really creative guy too. Oh goodness. PBS channel. PBS Idea channel. That's what. Yeah. That's a lot of fun. I think they do a great job with that. John Oliver's. Oh God. John Oliver's. Yesterday. Oh God. I'm having a brain block. Last Week Tonight, that's what it is. I really like Last Week Tonight. Grand Illusionist, that's a little fun channel. It's of an old guy with just amazing collection of just little dig-dags and gizmos that he's collected over the ages. And, Community Channel. I like Community Channel. I've been watching her probably, oh gosh, for quite a while. I also like the Vlog Brothers. They're pretty cool. And Good Mythical Morning. I like Rhett and Link. They're pretty funny. They have some good stuff from time to time. And probably the YouTube channels that I have on my own channel that I have in the corner beside where I say learning is everything. Check them out. Pleatherons, all of them. Pretty great channels, and I watch them a lot too. So yeah, that was pretty was it awkward getting it all out. But yeah, that's pretty much, I'd have to say, most of the channels that I watch. I watch quite a few others. I'm probably missing quite a few. But yeah, I have a good mix of really video gamey type people. I really enjoy that. And just people who get you thinking. And yeah, it's pretty fun. Monkey D. Kirito V. Elric asks, please answer mine. Well, there you go. It's your big day. Do you watch One Piece or heard of it? If not, what animes have you watched or heard of, if any at all? Yeah, I used to watch One Piece a long time ago when they had Toonami on Cartoon Network. When I was probably like middle school, I think high school. I watched it until Toonami ended, but it wasn't my favorite. Probably gonna hate me for that. I really liked, I really didn't get into anime until like the early part of high school. I watched Full Metal Alchemist, both versions, the original and the Brotherhood, I really, really like. That's probably my favorite anime of all time. That was amazing. Great story, great character development, great everything. I really enjoyed that. Others that I liked, probably, I liked Naruto for a while. I got out of that in like mid-high school. I kept reading it though from time to time, but I haven't kept up with it since I've been in college. So there's that. I haven't watched the show in, oh goodness, so well over a few years, since before I made this YouTube channel. Other animes I liked, believe it or not, Overrun Host Club, for you who know that. I thought that was funny, very creative. I liked Digimon growing up, and Pokemon, and all of them. Recently though, I'd have to say, even though I haven't really been in anime for a while, years, I have paid attention and watched all of The Legend of Korra. I loved the Avatar series. I think that's pretty amazing too. Though it's not, I guess there's the argument whether it's an actual anime or not. I've watched all of Legend of Korra too, all the seasons. I've watched the original Last Airbender series, so I really like that universe, and that was pretty awesome. So I'd say that's the most recent one I've watched. And other than that, yeah, I mean, I think anime is really awesome. I think it's kind of weird. Most people don't feel maybe comfortable getting into it, but I would definitely advise it. There's a lot of great worlds and great art styles that people can put together, and yeah, I really enjoyed it. I liked it for the culture, and it really got me more appreciative of Japanese culture, and I've always been thankful for that. I like Japan. iBlockman asks, Think Fact, I see you stress the importance of education. That being said, what are your thoughts on Common Core, and how do you think it will affect our nation? Common Core, in case you guys don't know, is basically having a standard that needs to be met before a kid can pass a grade. So let's say you're in 3rd grade and you don't meet the standard to pass 3rd grade to go to 4th grade, you stay back. I see the reasoning behind it, definitely. I think if you were to go down that route, though, you should probably just get rid of grades, like the K through 12 system. Like, don't have kids go to, like, grade 3 to grade 4, but instead just have, like, credits, and harder classes are worth more credits. Kids could graduate sooner if they have the ability to do harder classes. I mean, this isn't a solution by any means, but I do feel that holding kids back, I understand, and I believe education is so important, so trust me, I think about stuff like this. But I think the social anxiety and stress that is induced on kids in many cases when they stay back, especially later, like when you're in high school or middle school, it can be pretty crazy. And I think a lot of what the troubles that many kids have really boils down to like personal work ethic and the family environment. The school can only help so much, especially when you get so many different teachers, and a great teacher can make any subject awesome. And I mean, not every subject's good for everybody, so not everybody's good at math, trust me, not everybody's good at math. But I don't know, it's difficult to make a call on that, especially since I am no expert on the subject, and I don't have all the answers, but it's definitely something I've been thinking about. I understand the reasoning, and we're trying to find solutions for everything, but I don't feel that it's the best solution. Like I say, if we were to go down that route, like, I would just say get rid of grades altogether and just have people commit themselves to a credit system where smart kids will do harder classes worth more credits, get them closer to graduating college. My only problem is school doesn't factor in many cases maturity level, and just because a kid is really smart and could graduate sooner, doesn't mean he's ready for the real world. I know a lot of kids who are extremely mature, but just have trouble with school. I know they would do very well in the real world, even though they're not as, they don't have as easy of a time in the academic fields. So, I don't know. That's always something I found interesting that we don't really care about, it seems, is maturity level of kids. I mean, that's something I've always felt was important, but who knows? There's a lot I could talk about on this, but I guess that's the best, fast answer I could give you, but even then there was a lot more I'd have to elaborate on, and things could be pulled out of context, so I just want to say that it's by no means the perfect solution. But there's a lot we as a collective whole, as Americans, really need to look into, I feel. So yeah, I don't really care for it, but I understand its importance, and I understand us trying to make a better system. So yeah. Walaid Arif, I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing that, asks, what was your inspiration for ThinkFact? I really haven't gone into like a lot of detail in the whole story specifically about it. I mean, I've talked about different aspects, and I really haven't been able to give like the perfect story about why I made this channel. So the fast story, which I will have to do an appropriate story of how I came to make this channel, but the fast version, and a really accurate version I would say, is that I was making YouTube videos for a long time. I've been trying to, since 2008, make a successful YouTube channel. I mean, everybody would like that. I worked originally with video game stuff back in 2008, 2007. I wasn't making videos then, but I got interested because of Smash Bros, believe it or not. I saw other people playing, I wanted to verse them. So I'm pretty good. I'm not to brag, you know, but I'm pretty good at Smash Bros. Yeah, I got into it, then I started making videos over Pokemon battles, believe it or not. And then I moved on to making like vloggy skit videos. And then after that, I had a bit of a break, and I realized that I love to learn, I love to talk to people, I love teaching, I love doing all that. And I thought it'd be cool to make a YouTube channel where I just talked about like ideas and facts that most people didn't really know about or don't really think a lot about. So kind of came up with the idea, like the name The Factoid, originally, thinking it was just like listing facts, like good facts, and that was my initial idea behind the channel. If you watch my old videos, it's just kind of like taking like a bunch of information and kind of like lining it up and talking about it. But eventually that kind of changed. I got a lot of inspiration from two YouTubers specifically, and that kind of came like after I made the channel, and then I kind of was like looking more about how to make my channel better. So I made the channel kind of independently on my own. I have to say that's really kind of led me to it, because I was making videos for a long time. But then how I try to make my channel better, and the inspiration to making better videos came from two channels, as I said, specifically Vsauce and JonTron. That's a really weird combination. But JonTron really inspired me because of the comedy, the editing, and how I could produce quality videos almost every time, and they were so enjoyable. And then Vsauce, because I wanted to make videos different than him, but I loved the thought and the ideas that he put behind his videos and the work and how much research and different things he was able to tackle. So what I did is I made a unique presentation with a lot of the editing, and I mean, I came up with the ideas for the different things I do in my editing, but I was inspired to make videos with a lot more editing because of JonTron, and try to make my videos educational but different than Michael. Presentation, the way I construct my videos, Michael tends to venture off and then come back, and everything makes sense at the end, while informing a bunch of other things where I try to stay very linear, but kind of like talk about other things as I go down the line. So yeah, that's really the fastest story I can. I'll have to go into a real detailed, mega detailed video about this at one point, but overall I have to say at the moment that is really what kind of led me to make this channel, was my old stuff, and I was inspired to make it better once I had it made due to JonTron and Vsauce. Very weird combination, I know, but I got a lot of ideas from both of them. Lorenzo Van Breda asks, my question is, are educational/informative videos the only thing you want to do, or would you be interested in vlogging or doing other types of videos such as comedy? I love all your videos, by the way. The amount of effort you put in is phenomenal, and you can certainly be proud of the end results. Thank you, you're a sweetie. Lorenzo. Yeah, I used to do vloggy type videos, kind of vloggy, mostly comedy vlog, I guess. That's actually a perfect description of what they were. Before I got into ThinkFact, if you'd like to check out one of those videos, here's that link. Yeah, it's back in 2011. Yeah, I would really like to do stuff like that, I guess. It would be kind of fun to get back into that. I love humor. I think ThinkFact has gotten a little bit more serious than I've intended it to recently. But I still think a serious is good, serious is important. I can still throw in humor when I need to, so it's not like I'm locked in. But yeah, I think down the road it'd be fun to do more comedy, vloggy type things. I definitely have experience, and I definitely feel my video editing is a lot better nowadays, so I could make more interesting videos. But yeah, I would definitely be interested in doing that down the road, maybe. I'd probably do vloggy type videos first, that is if I'm not invited to be a part of another channel maybe one day. I'm hoping for something big. But yeah, that's, who knows. Yeah, I would be willing to do it. I think it'd be fun, but right now I simply don't have the time. Especially if I want to produce content for ThinkFact, and then having another channel would be just too much for me right now. I'm having a hard enough time with just one channel. So yeah, but eventually maybe, I don't know. Who knows what the future has in store. EM asks, what is your favorite point in history? Oh goodness. I really like eras and a lot of like ranges. And that's really hard for me to pick. I love like empire, like learning about a whole empire, like the Byzantines or the Aztecs or something. Really enjoy that. But a specific point in history, I'd have to say I'd probably really like to go back to like right after World War I and like the 1920 era, like right at the beginning of the 1920s, when everything was just like a lot of fun, minus the racism and all the other stuff that was bad. I love the energy. I love like how happy everybody seemed to be, and it seemed like a really fun time to just go back for a while and just have some fun. A lot of great American writers were then, and just kind of paint a beautiful picture of the times, like the niceness of that decade. And the Roaring 20s were a lot of fun. We'll have a new Roaring 20s. Hopefully the 2020s are going to be even better. We gotta make that the goal. But yeah, I'd have to say my favorite point. My favorite point would have to be like right at the beginning of the 20s. It was a fun time. At least in America. I don't know about yeah, most parts of the world. But yeah, in America, the 1920s. Mostly because I love swing and the music of the era too. I forgot to add that. I love swing. Yeah, it works really well in the electronica field, which is my favorite type of music. So swing and electronica, it's just a great time. Dancing was a lot of fun. I'm gonna learn to do the Charleston one day. I'm gonna do it. Vimia Ishak, I'm sorry if I'm pronouncing that wrong, asks, how far do you intend to take this channel? Hopefully, really far. I would love to take this channel like as far as I can go. 1 million subscribers would be amazing. Just keep on going, just educate people. But I will always stick with it. Even if I was like, say, ever maybe became Vsauce or something else, or became a part of a network, or got hired to work with another group of people, I'd always make videos for this channel. I would never leave this channel even if I was invited to work with another. I'd probably be making a little bit different content, but I'm always going to stick by this channel. Just try my absolute best to. And yeah, I'd love for this channel to really grow and become something big and amazing. And I think that's definitely the most important thing I've had the opportunity to do, so I want to keep with it. This channel's been like my foothold into YouTube, the YouTube. So I'd love to be able to actually like use this channel to do like the things I've mentioned, to educate, to help people, inspire people to do good things, and help them think about cool things, and just everything. I want to take this channel as far as I can possibly go. Oscar MV asks, what are you up to in your life currently? College, YouTube, and a tiny social life. And that's about it. That's probably the most short, sweet answer I'm gonna get and give for all of these questions. So thank you. And yeah, that's about that. Elchi King asks, what is, in your opinion, the most important experience in life / greatest thing to achieve? Tricky, you got 2 questions in. Sneaky. I would have to say one of the greatest experiences anybody can have is helping someone you know is in need, or they really can't afford to help you, or just, or you know, like don't have, or just down their luck, okay? Helping them and not expecting anything in return. I think that's one of the most amazing things you can do, is just doing the good thing, and you have like one of the best feelings. Like there's a lot of feelings you get in this world, but that feeling, knowing that you did one of the best thing, the right thing, helping someone out, even though you didn't necessarily get anything in return, whether that be money or help or anything, but just helping someone. That's an amazing experience, and I would say everybody at least once should do it. At least once. In terms of, oh goodness, the greatest thing to achieve, leaving this world a little better than when you entered it. That's definitely something I really want to do. If we all could aspire to that, leaving this world a little bit better than when we entered it, the world would be amazing in just a few generations. Just absolutely phenomenal. And whether that be just helping one person, it does leave a butterfly chain. Having and being and doing good things to people really does like leave a butterfly effect, and it just impacts. I mean, it's a domino effect, not a butterfly effect, but I guess it could butterfly out. But a domino effect. It really does impact people, and then they pass that on in many cases. I mean, not everybody will, and sometimes we'll come across people who we maybe know that won't really take the goodness they received to heart. But when you do it to a lot of people, and in most cases, most people will take it to heart. Leaving this world a little bit better than when you entered it, I think is definitely something we should all aspire to. Like I said, helping one person, maybe 1,000 people. Maybe plant 1,000 trees, maybe like whatever your focus is, helping animals, anything, human rights, feeding the world, just contributing to that the best you can, and knowing that if you weren't there, that there would just been a little bit less help, that someone would have been down on their luck, if you weren't the one that helped them. I think that's a great thing, and we should all aspire too. So this is kind of all jumbled up. I'd like to do a better video on this one day, because I'm just kind of like speaking and not really like have anything scripted. But yes, one of the greatest experiences, or the greatest thing to achieve, is leaving this world a little better than when you entered it. Yaz H asks, what video editor do you use to make your videos? Final Cut Pro X, because I have a Mac. But you can use a lot of other software programs. You can use like the Adobe Premiere softwares. You can use the Sony Vegas. Just because I have Final Cut Pro doesn't mean you have to have Final Cut Pro. I like it because it's got a good interface, but it's not necessarily something you would like the only program you can do what I do with. If you have a PC, don't buy a Mac just to get Final Cut Pro. That's what I did, and I kind of got stuck with it, and I kind of wish at times I did have a PC. I know everybody's like PC Master Race. I'm like Mac Master Race, because I don't have a PC, but I do a lot of gaming on my computer. Just funny. I guess that's funny. And yeah, that's you can use a lot of other video editing software to do what I do. So yeah, that's that. I use Final Cut Pro X. Daniel Talon asks, what is your favorite color? Green. Eddie F asks, why do comedy channels on YouTube have the most attention? Your quick thoughts about that. Humans love to laugh, I'd have to say. We like humor and comedy, and obviously when we have like just channels that are just kind of monotone or sad or don't invoke a lot of emotions that would keep us coming back, they won't grow as fast. I mean, when you love something a lot and you share it, I mean, loving something and enjoying it, there's chemicals that are released within your brain. You get dopamine, maybe norepinephrine, but definitely dopamine. You get hits, you enjoy it, and it's something you'll pass on to people. I mean, people pass on sad videos, but I feel that comedy is something that's easier to share with people, and it spreads faster, and people enjoy it and they grow, because a lot of people can find something funny, I think easier than most people would find things sad, in the sense that like anybody can okay, so just trying to get my thoughts together. I don't think people enjoy watching a bunch of sad videos, but people can love watching a lot of funny stuff. I think funny comedy videos spread faster because people enjoy watching funny stuff. We get dopamine hits, we get everything. I mean, it's just the way humans work, and funny spreads. That's the way it is. It's not just luck or something, but really funny people, and it's hard to be funny. There is a talent behind it. It's difficult to get funny stuff. Some people are naturals. I'll give people I'll say it, PewDiePie is an unbelievably natural his ability, his timing is impeccable, and love him or hate him, he's got a lot of funny content, and even though you may not personally find it funny, a lot of people do, and that makes it really easy and really shareable. So that's what I'd have to say on that. That's just, like I said, a bunch of jumbled, incoherent, or can't even talk, ideas, but at the moment, yeah, if I could invest a lot more time into talking about it. But I'd have to say it's just because we enjoy funny, it spreads better, it's easier to relate to people with, and basically that, yeah. Camilla Ledesma asks, what did you want to be when you grew up? Have you, or do you think you've achieved that dream? Well, growing up, I definitely wanted to make video games for a while. I think that's the earliest thing I can remember wanting to be. I didn't like the whole cliche fireman or firefighter. Yeah, I definitely wanted to make video games for a while. And then for a larger majority, I wanted to write stories for like either video games or maybe a book or something, just like fantasy. Which is funny because I hate like reading fantasy. I just can't take. I love nonfiction, but I love writing and thinking about fiction, which is weird. But yeah, I just find nonfiction boring, but I love writing fiction. So, but I always thought it was really cool, like the idea of having someone like play like in a world where I conjured up and I thought of, and like things that like characters and interacting with characters that I made. I think that's so awesome, and there's still a part of me that wants to do that. But it's my love for video games that actually introduced me to history, like Age of Empires, like I was talking about. And then that kind of like made me want to become like a history teacher later on and get involved in history. And then after that, I liked anthropology more because I loved like learning about people and our culture and how we got to where we are. And then that kind of evolved into YouTube, because interestingly enough, video games got me into YouTube, and then my love for history kept me on YouTube, and then just kind of thought-provoking stuff has led to this. And if this does become successful, I would have to say I did achieve that dream. If I could make a living off of doing this. Currently I make nothing, but I definitely think that this would be I'm using the word definitely a lot, but this would be something amazing, and I would say that this would be, mine is making stories for video games, pretty close to my overall dream. I had to say I enjoy doing this a lot more than the video games, but as a child, I really wanted to write stories for video games, so yes, that's that. Evs Jamez, I am sorry for pronouncing that wrong, asks, what's your inspiration for making videos? What's your inspiration for making videos? I don't know, I have an awkward pause there. Well, I have a massive list on my phone of pretty close to like 300 or so different ideas I could use for videos. And a lot of my inspiration really just comes from just thinking of ideas out of the blue. I don't think I really got an idea from someone else. A lot of stuff I just come up with on my own. The real goal, I have a list, and it's just full, I feel like, of the cliche, like the typical ideas. And then the true challenge is finding something not on the list, thinking of something that is like really outside the box or just really unique. And sometimes I will use stuff that's on the list. But yeah, pretty much everything is just something I thought of randomly. I think maybe I've got some inspiration from like some of my classes. In my classes we tend to talk about a bunch of things, and I can't think of anything, a video I've actually done. I've got like topic ideas, but nothing I've actually made into a video. So yeah, a lot of my inspiration really just comes just by trying to think outside the box and trying to think of things I didn't put on the list. and it's just random ideas because I'm just always thinking. I'm trying to keep my mind busy, I guess. So yeah, I don't know if that's the exact question you're asking, but it's just that's the closest answer I can give you, or at least at the moment. Skylake asks, who is your hero or role model? Simple. He's probably watching this right now too, so here come the tears, but my dad. My father is definitely probably my biggest hero or role model. Probably both. A very selfless man who has dedicated a large portion of his life to just helping people. He has a career where he works at our school system, but he's also an auctioneer on the side, and he's done so many auctions, thousands, hundreds, well, probably not 100, but tens of thousands of auctionings. And in all of his life, even though he's done ones for work, he's done so many charity auctions, living in a community with about 70,000 people, in a very rural area. He's raised well over $2 million in charities for like people who have been in accidents or have disease like cancer, a lot of them being children, and being the only auctioneer who doesn't ask anything in return. Even when he probably could have used the money, he doesn't ask for anything in return. He just donates so much of his time helping people. He's a hero in the sense that he helps so many people and so many great things. He would give up the shirt off of his back for anybody. I mean, he helps out little families that he knows need the help. He just finds them. I don't know, he's got like help dar where he just like I know they need help like type thing. But I know like he's helped like just little families that have needed, and we don't have a lot ourselves, but he's just always made the effort to help people. And I think it's because he's just got a big heart, and that's something I've inherited from him. And I feel like so compassionate to helping people, and I think that's definitely something he's conditioned, and he does it. He doesn't just say it, he lives up to the things he says, and he lives beyond the things he says. And he's just one of the people in this world that don't get the notoriety they deserve, but he is one of the people who actually make a difference in so many people's lives. And he most of the time doesn't even get a thank you card or anything, like the auction's done and then he moves on. And I know it can kind of bug him, and it kind of bugs me probably even more, but it doesn't let that stop him from helping other people. And that's why I say it's an amazing feeling, and my dad gets it a lot because he's helping. He puts as much effort as he can into helping people. And he's an amazing person, one of the most amazing, influential people in my life. And I love him with all my heart. All my heart. And I'd love to do a video on him one day too. Because he deserves it. He is an amazing person. All this background noise. But yeah, he's my biggest role model. He's the reason why I aspire myself to help people. And he's definitely encouraged me to be a good person and try. And yeah, so my father is definitely my hero / role model, and I'm really thankful for him being in my life, him being my father, and I love him right to bits. Oh god, I'm a mess. Oh. Look what you did to me, Skylake. Look what you did. My father's probably crying. Maybe. Hey dad. Crybaby. Oh god. Okay, so moving on. Warrock asks, have you ever thought of doing a video about history? Totally. It's hard to like make like a topic, I feel, since that like doing a video over like a specific period in history would be a bit difficult, because that's not really what I do. I take ideas. I could definitely like involve a lot more history in a video, but a video specifically over like history, I think you'll have a better time over at like Crash Course. Especially, I love history. Holy smokes, I love history, and I would definitely love to do like a video over stuff. But I don't know. I feel it's very limiting. But I would definitely use it to like express a bigger topic. So I guess it depends on what kind of amount of history you're looking for in a video. But yeah, I definitely love to put more history in my videos. It's just the topic, it's all dependent on the topic. Some topics really require a lot more science discussions or thought, just like ideas / philosophy and a lot of other things. So it all depends on the topic. Waka Fwap Wap asks, favorite color? Purple. Bustin Key Appreciate asks, have you ever thought about adding another person to your channel, much like Vsauce or Wisecrack? I definitely think, like, that was the intention when I first made this channel, was to make it so I would have more people eventually on it. Right as of now, I guess my channel has kind of changed throughout its development, and I mean, it would be cool later on, especially if I was invited to do other things, to have other people help produce content, kind of like how in Sci-How they have the other guy, other than Hank, who makes videos. But right now, I'd probably say that's not the direction my channel is currently going in. I definitely think it'd be weird to have another guy, at least for my audience, at the moment. Maybe down the road. I can't say no to anything because YouTube's always changing. You gotta be flexible. You gotta be willing to change up what you're doing for the sake of an audience, but also be comfortable enough to say no and be committed to what you're doing in the direction you want to take it. So it's balance. At the moment, probably not. But I can't say that's out of the question. Mostly because I want to be totally in control of the content produced and the quality of videos. So that's one of the other reasons why I have a hard time with collaborations, is I want to have high quality and I want to be able to control the quality. So at the moment, no, but eventually I can't say no. Who knows what the future has in store. Yeah. Edmontonian Cuber asks, nerd or geek? I'm blowing this, aren't I? And the lack of question marks on the previous statement is because it's rhetorical. It's a rhetorical question. Slams laptop to head. I'm making this lame as possible. Well, if I could read it properly, that's my problem. I just made this probably more interesting than what you intended to. I'm having a stroke. Nerd or geek? Well, I'm gonna take this super serious, okay? Edmontonian Cuber. I'm gonna have to go with nerd. I feel like geek is more pop culture oriented, where nerd is more like education, learning, centered. Did I say learning cultured? Or like pop culture centered? Okay, centered. Yes, nerd. Education centered. That's what I'm going for. Nerd. What is nerd? Yeah. Mining Forge asks, hey Dale, my hypothetical question is, if you were allowed to travel to only one country in the world outside your own in your lifetime, which would you choose and why? Don't do this to me. I love the world. I can't pick just one. I want to go to I want to go to the UK, Germany, Australia, Sweden, Japan, oh goodness, Mexico, Peru. I want to go to all of them. I want to catch them all. I don't want to be... Ugh. If I had to absolutely pick one... Oh god, I want to go to India too. Oh, it's so hard. It's so hard. Philippines, great too. Philippines, India, Mexico. I'm gonna have to pick Mexico. I love the food. Like, if I were to have bars, each one, and I had to pick things about each country I like the most, I think Mexico would be the highest out of the overall total points. I mean, they've got the food, they've got the culture, they've got the buildings, they've got the ancient architecture and the built cities, they've got the history, they've got, I think I'm repeating myself, that's how much I'm excited. They've got pretty ladies, really, I mean, all countries got pretty ladies, but Mexican pretty ladies, come on. I don't know, I'd have to say I love Mexico a lot, because of a lot of the things, like I said, pre-Columbian history. So Mexico, as hard as it is for me to say, I love so many countries. Oh goodness, Mexico. Love you guys, all of you, in Mexico, obviously. The Mecha Ultra asks, thing fact, how long does it take you to search up all your facts for an average 10-minute video? For just the facts, it's probably 3 days, 3 to 2, depending. I mean, the topic completely depends. On my latest video, I spent well over a week, and that's just because I was scripting and the research involved, and I had to get a lot of the information correct. But I've had videos that just came together really fast because I could find all the information. 10 minutes though, I'd have to say 3 to 4 days, 3 is a good average, but it all depends really. My 5 interesting facts that almost nobody knows, most of those videos are over 10 minutes, about 10 minutes, and those take, oh god, 2 weeks, a week, and that's because I found add up all the time because there's a lot of it. I'm just like slowly adding information to it. So yeah, it depends. 3 days is the best answer, but even then, that's still not perfect. Austin, aka Paul Whalen, asks, "Hey Dale, my question is, do you think that social media gets in the way of our relationships in that we see less and less of each other in person? Basically, how important do you think being with people in real life is?" Well, I think that's really important. I mean, that's how we as humans have developed. I mean, for a mass majority of human existence, we've had to personally be with each other and physically to actually make a relationship like work. I mean, even with letters, it was super inconvenient until like instant messaging. I'd have to say that I got 2 opinions. Either A, like it's bad in the sense that that's not the way humans, like relationship was meant to work. Like we are being pulled away from each other more because it's easier. It's easier to distance ourselves. But it's also easier to always be in contact with each other, and I feel that in the same sense, even though we're not physically with each other, we are in each other's business even more. And we're actually more with each other than ever in the sense of us being able to contact each other, but not physically. But in the other sense, I realize that humans, I mean, it's inevitable. This is the way relationships are going to work, and it's going to get even more, like, intrusive on our privacy. We're always going to be in each other's business, and either we adapt, because I think that's one of the biggest things, is that we will adapt. That's just going to become a norm. The way we understand and work relationships is going to be different, or we fight it, which I don't think is going to happen because it's too convenient. But yeah, either we change, which we can, and that's just the realistic thing, and that's most likely what's going to happen. It's just that's going to be the norm, or we fight it. But is it necessarily good or bad that we see each other less? I don't know. I definitely know it kind of gets in the way, but in the same sense, we are with each other more than ever. So take that for how you will. My last question for the day, and I'm sorry for everybody I didn't get to ask. I had to omit a few just because I asked a lot of questions in one. But last question goes to Salah Hakam. Salah Hakam. Cool. He asks, or she, oh god, I am a horrible person, asks, what's your favorite book? It's always changing. I mean, I read a lot of books. I have to say one I've always enjoyed going back to, though, is, this. Hold up. It is The Art of War. I brought it with me to college. It's a cool looking book, too. Look at that. Isn't that fancy? It's even the pages are fancy. Yeah. Look at that. Anyway, Art of War. I think it's neat. It's just a really cool insight, like, to, like, thousands of years ago, and how really haven't changed all that much in terms of thinking, but the guy, Sun Tzu, if he was real, really incisive. But whoever wrote it, really, really incisive and creative, and always found it fun to read. The book looks cool, so I've always gone back to it. I like history books. I have another book that I like a lot too, and it's just basically like crap ton of timelines from the year like 1000 BC to like 2000 AD. So, really cool book, too. I love that stuff. Not your typical book, I guess. Not like a big book. I'm using big words, right words. But yeah, I'd have to say it's, The Art of War is one of my favorite books. Really unconventional, but fun, and I like it. So, other than that, I want to thank you all for watching. This is a really long video, and if you manage to get to the end, let's say auctioneer. That's what my dad is. My dad's an auctioneer. So that was probably the most heartfelt answer. So if you watch the whole video, write auctioneer at the end, if you can spell that. I will know that people are actually watching this. So auctioneer. And I want to thank you all once more. This is ThinkFact. Thank you guys so much for 40,000 subscribers. That's amazing. I'm so thankful. Hope to keep this channel going further. Next video should be out probably a week and a half, maybe a week. So I'm working on it. Time, it's hard making time. Got a big test coming up. I should be studying for that right now. Yeah. But other than that, I want to thank you guys so much for watching again. I gotta end this video. So take care, thanks, and have a good one, everybody. And see you soon. Bye.